Hey, what's up, my YouTube friends? Facebook, what's going on? Welcome to episode 47. And as always, I don't do this by myself, so let me introduce my amazing panel to you guys. First, we got to add Miss D. What's up, Miss D? What's going on with you?
Hello, everyone.
You ready to get it started?
Happy Wednesday.
Oh, it is Hump Day. Yeah, happy Hump Day.
Yeah.
All right, we go next. We gonna bring Nate the Great to the show. What's up, bro? What's going on with you?
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing?
We
What's up,
doing good,
Nate?
man. You ready to get this started?
Let's turn up.
Let's turn it up. All right, come on. This the troublemaker, y'all. And again, we late because the troublemaker. So
Don't do
everybody,
me
let's
Shay
welcome
like
Shay.
this.
Let's
Don't
welcome
do
Shay
her.
to the show.
Don't
What's
do me
going
Not
Shay
on?
like
really.
this.
Miss D, we gotta stick together. Okay.
Don't do the girl like that.
Hey, Shay. I was on your side till you got to be 2 minutes late.
Hey, look, we waiting for any little thing you do. Over here, Bearded Man Chronicles, we trying to do better. And you be stand on us
Hey,
to be on time.
Michael. They bullying me, Mike. Okay.
What's up, good peoples? What's up, Des? What's up, Mike? What's going on? What's going on? All right, y'all. So we had a tragic event that happened this week, with some shootings at I think Nashville, private school, Christian school in Nashville, and a gunman went in and killed six people, three kids, three teachers, and three staff members. And so we just want to send our deepest condolences and sympathy to those victims' family, also the school staff, and because of that, we're gonna do a quick moment of silence. Oh, all right, y'all. All right, now since we got that out the way, let's get into it. The icebreaker. Let me see. What icebreaker do I have for you guys? What is one biggest misconception about you that you would like to set straight? What's that one misconception people may think they know about you, but they act it's the total opposite.
People think I'm mean. And
That's
I'm
that's
really not mean.
okay. Okay. Okay.
I'm really a nice person at times. I'm only mean when you make me. I only switch up. That Gemini only come out when you make me when you take
Oh,
me
you
there.
a Gemini, man?
Oh shit. She a
I am.
Gemini. Oh
Oh
shit.
All right,
man,
everybody take off
turn
running.
off. She has to go. Miss G, when your birthday?
Oh, June 19th. I am a
Oh, you a
Libra
real
baby.
Ooh.
Gemini. Oh,
I'm a real Gemini. Yes.
Cut your tire.
yeah.
Hey, cut your tires.
She will. She'll probably no. She ain't gonna cut the tire. She the type to put the sugar in your tank so you can't start the car up.
I'm gonna put a snicker in that bitch.
Mm.
Stay,
Oh wow. Okay
stay away from her.
I'm
Well,
just
that's
playing. I
like
ain't not like that.
then. She said she'll put the Snickers in the gas tank.
Miss
Uh,
G.
what is that one misconception about you, Nate, that people thinking they got it totally wrong?
I ain't gonna say I got totally wrong, but I'm gonna put myself. I'm an asshole with a good heart.
Okay. Okay. All right. What about you, Shay?
Mm, I think when people miss, they believe that I think I know or everything, but actually I'm just very opinionated. So it doesn't mean that I know everything. I just think that I have opinions, and they can kind of be strong.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all.
Okay. Let's see. I think one misconception about me is that I'm standoffish, and I'm the opposite. I'm an extrovert. I am a people's person, and yeah. So that's a misconception. Like I'm standoffish because I'll meet a stranger. I remember when I first met I met Miss D. We was at the club, and that's how we met each other. And I would just walked up to her. I'm like, "What we drinking on?" And then after that, we exchanged numbers, and yeah, we've been
It was it. It
friends
was a
ever
wrap.
since. Right. All right, y'all. We about to get into this, y'all. We about to get into episode 47: dating preferences and relationship talk. Key findings on views and experiences. And for the record, y'all, just know that The views and perspectives expressed in today's stream is our own opinions. It's not etched in stone. This is just how what we feel, and and that's what it is. What's up, everybody that just joined the stream? Please be sure to share if you're on Facebook. Please, please, please share this live. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit the thumbs up because that's how we trend. All right. So, I got a question for you guys just to start it off. Would you guys take relationship advice from a single person?
I mean, it don't mean that person's always single.
Okay. So if somebody tell you, a single person tell you they've been single for years and they say, you know what? I don't think you should talk to this chick because she got 2 kids and you don't have no kids and this, and this. At that point, and now what if it's somebody that you really truly confide in and you trust? At that point, do that sway your decision on talking to her, or you just it kind of like, you
gotta look at it like this, right? You gotta look at it if it's a friend that knows me or as an associate that knows me. There's 2 different things, right? But I'm also one of those people. I'm gonna listen to you, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I want to do because this is my life and I control that joystick.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. Okay.
Now, if the woman was like something, hey, like when your boys may say, hey, man, she kind of been around the block a few times, or that's a little different. You gotta take heed to that. But like if it's just a chick and you just talking a normal conversation, she blase this, then yeah, man, follow your own self, do your own thing.
What about you, Shay?
What's the question?
Oh, she
Strike
hey, listen,
two.
I need you to stop whatever you're doing. This is BMC.
So I listen. You already know what's happening.
So listen. So, would you take advice from a single friend?
So I'm not against taking advice from a single friend. I think I'm against taking advice from a person who has had repeated bad run-ins in relationships. So, that's the thing. If you've had 5 different relationships in the past 3 years, then I don't know if I can rely on your experiences and education to tell me that, how to do things.
Okay. What about you, Miss D?
I would have to agree with both Nate and Shay. Like, I don't mind taking a relationship advice from a single person.
Okay. I think for me, I say yes and no. I think it strongly depends on what we're talking about, right? Now, again, like Nate said, to Nate's point when he stated like, they wasn't always single. There's a couple things that I look at. The person that's giving me the advice, how long have they been single? What's their longest relationship? It's a lot of different factors that go into play. So in that case, I'll say yes and no. It just depends. But for me, I think it's important that you lead with your heart. And I mean, because I think I always go by the worst failure is one that you don't try.
Yep, I agree with you 100%, man.
You don't know if you're gonna fail or succeed in something unless you try. That's a relationship, that's a situationship, that's school, that's work, promotion. You don't know unless you try. And I mean, a failure is one that for me, a failure is something that you don't try or you scared to try, versus you tried it and it didn't work. Yeah. I don't look at that as a failure. I look at that as experience, so you know what to look for the next time. But see, a lot of people don't look at a lot of people don't take their past experiences and apply it and use it as a lesson learned. They just keep going for the same people.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys find yourself repeatedly dating the same type of person?
I don't, for sure.
No, I don't.
Just recently in my 2 last relationships, prior to the one I'm in now, was probably toxic, the most toxic relationships I've ever been in. But prior to that, no, not at all.
What about you, Miss D? Do you find yourself keep tracked in the same type of guy? Do you?
No, I think I've switched it up since my younger days. Like in my younger days, yeah, I was dating the same type of dude, but now, no.
Okay, okay. What about you, Nate?
No, I try to go outside the box. You know, I think me and you had this conversation before. I think when you reach a certain plateau in your life and a certain point in your life, your types kind of fade away, and that type that you once known elevate with your mindset, elevate with your age, elevate with your life, what you're going through. So I think as life changes, these so-called quote unquote types, kind of change a little bit.
I agree. I agree, but I want to know: do you think people date based on a experiences of what they know? So, say for instance, you grew up seeing your mother date a thug, right? Do you think that women automatically go for guys that's deemed as a thug, or do you think that if maybe you saw your dad being taken care of by a woman, do you think that oftentimes that person can fall into those experiences?
I can speak for a girl's point of view, and I mean, being that I was a daddy's girl, I looked for people who honestly, because I was extremely close to my dad. So I looked for people, even though I dated women, I still looked for women who had the similar characteristics of my father because I was extremely close to him. So I think with women, and I'm not going to say 100% because I don't want to offend anyone. I think when women don't have a good relationship, and this is my personal opinion, this is not factual, it's not written in stone, but I believe when women do not share a relationship where it's healthy with their father,
Mm-hmm.
they tend to not know what to look for in a man. So that's just
Mm.
my personal opinion. That is not factual. That's just what I feel.
Can I say something, Shay? I kind of agree with you. I think, and this just from what I experienced, right, and from like female friends that I have. I think female friends that never seen how a man's supposed to love a woman or
Mm.
had that in their life, they kind of tend to go towards the guys to treat them kind of rough because that's what they have seen all their life. As which I'd have seen also with a girl having a loving father, like she said she was a daddy's girl. See that you kind of go towards those nurturing kind of spirit kind of guys,
Yeah.
as I seen in my years of living. So yeah,
It's even
I
with
agree with
boys,
Shay.
even with guys too. If like with my son, I was very catering to him. So guess what he looks for in a
Catering
A
woman.
woman?
woman.
He looks
Hmm.
for a woman who is attentive, who wants to talk to him, who wants to spend time with him, who touches him. Those are the things. I was very touchy feely with him. So we had a good relationship. So he went and he's currently looking for what almost reciprocates me. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
most
saying?
people
So
does. Yeah, for
yeah.
sure,
So
for
I
sure.
think when to that extent, I think women tend to either one look for people that resemble their father, or two look for people that they have no clue what they're looking for because they never had a healthy experience.
Mm. What's your opinion on that, Miss D?
I would have to agree with it because with me, my father, he was in and out of my life, but he wasn't a major role in my life. But my grandfather was. So when looking for a guy, I tend to look for someone that's similar to my grandfather.
Hmm.
Mm. Mm. Okay,
Yeah, I mean,
that makes a lot of sense. Um, why is there so many successful single people? I don't understand it. They look good. They got it going on. Everything's good. Why is there so many successful single people? I don't get it.
well, I can speak for the fact, like like my job, I go to a lot of different places, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I meet these single professional women.
Mm-hmm.
And you talk to them, they don't have a ring. I'm like, man, you married, got kids? No, I'm single. And you after talking, I'm not saying all of them, but majority past and been in some bullshit relationships to where they not putting up with bullshit. So they doing their own thing professionally and getting to it and living their life. And I think after you if you after a while, if you had so many failed relationships or you just had too many people in your life that's not too great, you kind of just content with doing your own thing. It's less drama, it's less stuff you got to deal with, and you kind of content doing your own thing.
Yeah.
Wow. What's your perspective, Shay, on that?
I definitely 1000% agree with Nate. I haven't talked to every woman in the world, so I can't say every woman is this way.
Mhm.
But from the females that I have talked to, and that from the females that I have surrounded myself around, and I've just had normal conversation with, a
Mhm.
lot of them is at that place where they're like, I'm tired of the fuck boys. I'm
Yep.
tired of the ones who, want to come and mooch off of you. I'm tired of, having to build up Pookie because he been in jail for 5 years. I'm tired of trying to get Pookie credit together because he been in bankruptcy 18 times, ain't got a car, and still living with his homeboy, or, he over there in the basement of his mama house, so they like, look, I'm over it. At this point, I can focus on my career. I can, focus on my education. I can do this by myself. And guess what? I don't have to stress about nobody cheating on me, bringing me nothing, or having babies on me.
Mm. So you think that so they pretty essentially they are their own worst critics then.
Meaning,
Because so I'm gonna just like for example, I feel like I'm a person who has itself together, right? And before I got into my relationship, being single to me was hard. It wasn't the fact that I wasn't looking. I think your expectations are become greater when you get to I think a certain point in your life. You know what I mean? I
What?
think. Go ahead.
Well, think about this. We touched on this on the first episode. A lot of people who go through relationships that are bad are breakups. They don't allow themselves times to heal. They don't get to know themselves. So to me, being a single guy gave me time to work on Nathan instead of just
Mhm.
trying to jump into something else. Because if you keep jumping, you push yourself further back, and you keep trying to make someone else happy when you don't even know yourself and where you're going. So I think being single after a breakup, after a while, doing your own thing, is you need it for self help.
I believe that. But what about when you got to when you at that point where you did everything your work for yourself, right? And you want to go out and I don't know. I just think that people I just think the singles like nowadays they got it hard. I think they just dating is just is
I,
hard
I,
because
I,
everybody to me looking for a come up.
I agree with you, but just the thing though,
that's
just the
not fair
thing.
to say.
It's
Well,
not
not
fair to
every
say.
well,
So,
not all, but it's a lot of people out here looking for a come up. They looking to
but
see all this stuff. I don't know. That's just what I
think
be thinking.
think about this, Shay D and Shay. You guys ever had that friend who gotta always be in a relationship, gotta always be in a relationship, and you tell this person, not just giving advice, but hey girl or hey bro, slow down, do your thing. You jump from
Hmm.
one thing to the next, it all keep ending the same way.
Right.
And until they figure out what they doing and who they are and what they truly want, they're gonna have fail after fail after fail after fail after fail. It's gonna be poor me. When you done been like, hey, go do your thing. Ain't nothing wrong with being single. Nothing at all.
I mean, but, and this is just my opinion again. I feel like it's. I don't think it's fair to tell somebody that they need to not date. I don't think that's fair.
Why? I need you to elaborate on
Um,
that.
because I mean, who are we to tell somebody that they need to take some time off and be by themselves? Who are we to tell somebody that? I mean, I get what you're saying. It makes sense, okay? But then you have to ask yourself, who am I to tell somebody that they need to not date? Like
Right.
who ordained me, the person, to tell somebody that? Now, I do think that I wouldn't say, don't date. I would probably say, you probably should go seek therapy.
Hmm.
And why is it that you keep getting the same people
Right.
and
Right.
the issues keep occurring? Because at the end of the day, reality is, for 95% of the world, we want a companion.
For
We
sure. Most definitely.
relationship. So it's not fair to tell somebody to not do something that the natural body desires. That's just what I'm saying. There's no beef, but I just think that instead of saying don't do it, I would say let me redirect it and say, hey, you know what? I see that you keep getting in and out of relationships, and they're failed relationships. I'm not going to tell you not to date, but I can tell you that I think you need to seek therapy and see why your relationships keep failing. Is it something that you're doing, or is it something that is going on outside of
Right.
your troll that you need to pay attention to.
Nah, I'm gonna say hell no. Don't date. I'm gonna tell you, don't date. You
Yeah.
keep fucking up. You keep messing up. You keep doing this and doing, and you keep getting the same exact people. Go sit on some ice.
You
Go
know
sit
the
on
worst.
some ice.
You know, I
But I
got
think
this.
a lot of times, go Nate.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. No, you go ahead, D.
I think a lot of times why people jump from relationship to relationship because they're scared to be single. Some people are actually scared to be by themselves and experience life by themselves.
Hold on, let's go to the comments. What's up, everybody that just joined? Mama Lisa, what's up? Das, what's going on? What's up, Des? Christy, what's going on? Everybody, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Be sure to share this live for sure. So I hear people say they scared to be single. What does that mean? What are you scared to? What, that you can't make it on your own, or is it just the ideology of being by yourself? Is it because you feel like you not at your greatest because you don't have anybody? Like, elaborate what that means. Scared to be single. Elaborate what you guys think. What does that mean to you, Nate?
For
I just,
instance,
I just think for me, I'm okay with being single. Like I'm content. Like it ain't a necessity. I would love to have somebody, but I want it in the right dimensions. If that makes sense.
So would you say that now you are a little meticulous on the next young lady you meet? Are you just being like, she got to do this, she got to be this?
No, you can, like I say, you got to jump out the box a little bit, but you also, as you mature, these so-called what we think we want and what we want to need are two different things. So I just want somebody to match my energy. It ain't
I like that.
It ain't about, like, of course you want somebody who kind of got their shit together, right? But let's say 80% of people we meet ain't gonna have our shit together as we think they should have it together, right? But they on their own level of where they at in the place in their life.
That's a good point.
So
That's
where
a
I'm
good point.
going with this is I think being single is not a bad thing, but we all get to the point where we love to have somebody, right? I'm at the point I would love to have somebody in the right dimensions of my life.
I like that.
So we're gonna do blind dating next week. Okay, tune in 8:30. Entree. So ladies, come on in. Okay? 2 minutes on the camera, and then we boom you out. Okay.
Why is, for me, I think a lot of people too are single because of their preferences. I think everybody have this ideal of what they want.
Types.
What he or she should look like, what he or she should make, all of that stuff. And I think sometimes you limit yourself. Like, say for instance, if you only date tall people. Well, you limiting yourself when you put parameters on your life. Like, I only do this, then you're limiting yourself. That's the same as going outside your race. I feel like, hey, if this is something that you've been doing and it hasn't worked, what's wrong with trying something new? What's wrong with that?
Well, know, it's not. And you like preferences, and I'll tell you guys, and we should be transparent. I date white women. And no offense to my sisters, I love them all. I like women, right? But right now, I love my preferences is Caucasian women. I don't know what it is. I don't care who don't like it or whatnot. It's my life, and
So I get that, and that's what's up, bro. That you're you're vocal about what you want, and I think that's important. Do you feel like when you're out, do you get pushback from people? If you get pushback, do you get more pushback from our race or the other race?
Our race.
Our race. Why you think that's it? Why is our race so?
And I'll be honest with you. It's more so you get the eyes from the black women. And I can't speak of every woman, but I can speak of majority of the stuff I've seen here in Missouri, St. Louis. But it's at the point I don't even care about that because I don't know these people. People can look all they want to. I got blessed. I got blessed with 4 eyes, and I look too. So,
okay. Why you think people? And some people go through. Hey, what's up, Auntie? How you doing? Some people go through life with these parameters, never get what they looking for, and then when you sit down and have a talk, and like, hey, I want to introduce you to somebody. Well, they're not A, B, and C. And it's like, well, I haven't seen you with A, B, and C in years. So why don't you step outside the box? from a woman's perspective, Shan, Miss D, why you think women go have these certain type of guys they look for? Is it because they may not be used to it, or is it just their pure attraction? Why are women, not all women, so why are some women afraid to step outside the box?
I wouldn't say it's fear. I just think that sometimes we have, like you said, this ideology of what it is that we want or a preference. I I think also society plays a huge role in what women look for. I think society plays a huge role in what men look for. I think society pushes black men to white women, but that's just my opinion. I think that a lot of time, this is just my opinion.
I
So
want you to go back to. Want you to
today,
go back to that. So
I
don't forget to
feel
talk.
that they are causing, and they're trying to cause the black race to continue to be mixed and not to take away from the authenticity of our black men. But that's something that I feel. Everybody don't have to agree with that. That's my opinion. That's my belief. However, my son is a black man. He only dates white women.
Mm-hmm.
Am I mad at his girlfriends? Absolutely not. Do I hug him? Absolutely. Do I tell him I'm happy with his girlfriends? Absolutely. Because I don't hate interracial relationships. That would be like,
Somebody saying they hate gay
yeah,
relationships,
so
or
I can't say I hate that, but I think that society is trying to brainwash our men to believe that they can't have beautiful black children with pretty hair, or they have to have pretty hair. They have to be a certain color. They have to be a certain complex. This is my.
okay,
You know why?
okay.
Not bearded man, not Nate. And you ain't gonna take what I feel away from you.
We
Now,
gotta take. We have to take how you.
end of the
We
day,
gotta take that away from you,
at
Shay.
the end of the day,
Yeah.
I totally respect. I totally respect the interracial relationships, though.
No,
That's the thing.
no, I
have-
get that, but you do believe that. So you think that people push black men away?
I think society continues to push it, just like they push homosexuality into the TVs, and people have their opinion about that. And I'm gay, but I think it. I also
But-
think that too.
But see, I disagree, and I only disagree, Shay, because I'm one of those projectile who does do that. Like, you got to look at in our black community, right? And I ain't speaking to any Caucasian people on here. I'm just talking about our black experience as being African American, right? We taught that, okay, growing up, you should like your own, whether it's a man or woman, right? And
Right.
society now so accepting more of us being, whether you're in a heterosexual relationship or LBG, a gay relationship, it's our personal preference now, right? So I don't think society pushes anything on. Society is not the reason why I'm attracted to white women. I can't
Maybe
say
it ain't
society.
yours, Nate.
So Nate, go into deep. Why you think you are, and it might just be a physical thing.
So it's
What's
just,
up, Terrell?
It's just that I like diversity. I don't like nothing the same. But don't get me wrong, I dated some beautiful black women, as me and Kevin had talked about.
Mhm.
I said I dated some professional, nice black women. I just like what I like, man. I just always
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
and it's like there's nothing. Shit, I just like what I like. I can't tell you why or not. It ain't that I see a black one, I'd be like, oh man, no. I'd be like, damn, that sister got some ass on her. Damn, her mama probably got ass too. You know what I mean?
When you see a sister and you say she got an ass on her, and you wonder, do her mama have an ass on her? So when you see a white woman, what do you ask? Does she have an ass on her? And you wonder, do her mama have an ass on her?
Do you not get? She just took the whole thing. Out
She
of
took
context.
the-
She
Asking a
took the
question.
whole.
when I say Sharon threw a monkey wrench in that hole, she
Shay be testing me, bro.
I'm
Hey,
just
Shay be going pop. No, I see a white one, I'd be like, damn. I'd be like, I like
she
women.
thick with it.
She thick with it. Shit.
It's
her
the
mama,
same.
Hey, her mama probably got ass too.
Grandma probably got it too, because the
Yeah.
grandma gave it to the mama and the mama gave it to the daughter.
Okay.
I like
Michael said, "Give him a black queen." Hey, that's his preference, and
That's his
I don't,
preference.
I don't see anything. I don't see anything wrong with that. But from from just a black perspective, because we can all speak on this because we're black. I do think that I wonder oftentimes why our race is so judgmental
On everything.
on every. I mean, talking about like across the board. Like if they don't deem it's crazy. If they got this ideology of what a man is, right? And if you don't fit what they think a man is, then they automatically categorize you as gay, which is crazy to me because they be wrong a lot of the times.
A lot of times.
And the ones that they think are not gay, the thugs, those be the ones that are.
In the closet.
Yes. And so it's crazy how they, and not even just that, it's just that they if you driving a Cadillac or a BMW, they automatically put you in a box that what? You have money, right? It's just that they and not all, but our race, we have a lot of work to do because we could be a little judgmental and they don't know that forced people out instead of bringing people in.
So do you really believe that we are the most judgmental race on this planet, or are we the most vocal judgmental race on the planet? Which one?
I'm from my perspective and from what I've been in, I think they are probably the most. And I'm not talking about like races, like compare and contrast to races. I'm saying from a race perspective, I think they are judgmental. A lot of them are judgmental. But, and we're vocal anyway. So I mean, if you want to say add the vocal, we're a vocal people. So
I can say, I think we are judgmental. Believe me, we judgmental on a whole nother level. But we're the most vocal. There are so many races out here that's judgmental. We didn't start with the judgment. Judgment started years before we started even looking at ourselves, judging us. We were put into a position where we didn't have a choice but to judge each other because the light-skinned people was outside and the dark-skinned people was outside and the light-skinned people was inside. So the judgment started then. And then it continued on and the cycle spiral out of control. But the reality is white people are just as judgmental as black people. The only thing is they ain't vocal. They sneak and do they shit behind your back. They talk about their family just like we talk about our family. They judge their family based on cars like we judge our family based on cars. They'll look at somebody white who stay in a trailer park trash house and will call them trailer park trash to their face. So again, we're not the most judgmental. I think we're the most vocal and verbal.
That's
not
what you think.
Necessarily the most judgmental.
So let's go to the comments here. Dr. Cole said, I can't see dating a white person. Okay. Auntie said both. Nate said we judge, but it's because we've been judged so much, seem like a cultural defense mechanism.
Hello.
Okay, I like that. Dr. Kosa says, Shay, they are more. Hey mom, what's up? She said, yes, hello. Okay, I get it. I actually get you guys' perspective, but it seemed like it can be judgmental because the unknown. Right. I think a lot of times people are judgmental when they don't know. Mm-hmm. And it's a lack of, when I say education, I'm not talking about school. It can be a lack of education on this or a lack of education on that. When I say education, don't take school out of it. It can be, well, I say ignorance because people think when you say ignorance just means just a lack of. Yeah. I think people judge interracial relationships because of ignorance. They don't know, like, well, maybe I'm afraid that my son's going to fall in love. And what if the family don't like them? It can be a lot of different things. But I think once you educate them, like, okay, she really loves me, I love her, or I love him. And once you know what I mean? It's the same as if you're in a same-sex gay relationship. People may not understand it, but when you educate them on it, they get a little more familiar, like, oh, see, I didn't know, or I thought. So I think it's just people lack of education or knowing about certain things and why certain people are in relationships and
Hey,
preferences.
hey, you know what? I never judge nobody, man. I just say be happy.
Mhm.
You know, sometimes people don't have to explain their happiness to nobody. It's none of our business.
Right,
Absolutely.
And sometimes we need to stop judging and let them people be happy and let them live in their world. And
for
you
sure.
know,
But we also too have to realize people can have an opinion, and that don't mean that I'm judging you because I got an opinion. I'm
right, right,
entitled to feel how I
right,
feel.
right.
So
Mhm.
if I say how I feel, that don't mean that I'm judging you. You know, with my son, I told him, "Hey, you want to date white women? I'm cool with that. But what I don't want you to do is to low rate your black mother and her culture because you're out dating a white woman, and in your head, well, I don't want to date a black girl because she ghetto, or she wear weave, or she don't know. You know, it's always these crazy things
But
in
see,
their heads that I didn't want him to. I didn't want him to grab on to that, and then that's why I wanted him to date white girls, Asian girls, whomever he chooses to. I want him to date them because that's his preference and that he loves them. That's it. Nothing more.
see, and
So,
that's it. Say I respect that, Shane. And I think like back to talking about society, right? Society, you got to think about it. Society got us so mixed up
Mhm.
about what they think a black queen and what a black queen and what a black king is, right? And I'm gonna touch on this. If you look at society, the black queens are like, if you look on TV, they ghetto, they got the lace fronts, they got the weave, and that's not it at all. I know some beautiful black women that are natural without all that shit. And they got the black kings kind of narrative as if they thugs walking around their pants sagging, 5
Mhm.
baby mamas. That's weird because I know some black kings that are fucking professional and this and that. I just don't. I think the narrative how society plays how a black man and woman looks is totally
but
different for what it really
even
is.
with a lace front, I used to wear lace fronts. I actually just recently cut my nails. They was way longer than this. I have a great. I have a phenomenal job. Okay, and when you say people judge you, I worked in an office with 4 white guys and an Indian guy, and when I got over there, they prejudged me so bad that I was ready to literally really do some crazy stuff because I was so upset. But once I decided, I put my resignation letter in and I was gone for a week, and my boss had to do my job. He came to me humbly, and ever since that day, he was able to say, I prejudged you. And some people can say, you know what, my bad. I prejudged you. I thought you was coming over
Yeah,
here.
for
I,
sure.
you know, it is what it is, my bad. People have to learn. You also have to teach people. You have to educate people. You
You
know,
do. Yes.
me wearing a lace front don't make me ghetto. Me having long nails don't make me ghetto. I'm a degree, a person that carries a degree. I
Hey,
have
Auntie Pat.
a job. You know, I take care of myself. I have a great home. I have a great cars. You know, I have good credit for the most part. You know, so at the end of the day, it's like because of my image, because I have a lace front on, or because I wear bundles, doesn't mean that I'm ghetto. That doesn't label me as being ghetto. But that's what our culture, our
Yep.
black men put in everybody's head.
And that's
Our
what I was saying.
women put in everybody's head, you know, and no other cultures put in everybody's head that black women are ghetto because they wear weave. In reality, half of the white women have extensions. They created the damn extensions. It wasn't us. We followed afterwards once they started. So it's crazy that weave and all this stuff happens to be labeled as ghetto when in all actuality, it's not the get. Anybody can be ghetto. A rich person can be ghetto, clearly. And I ain't gonna say
Mhm.
no names, but it's some famous people that's ghetto. Very ghetto, and they educated.
So and then like preferences, like my brother, my older brother.
Dr. Michael, I agree.
What do you say? Dr. Cole, what do he say? He said, Nate, that is how TV wants the world to see us, but we as black men and women are royalty, period. I have to
Mhm.
agree. But speaking on preferences, my older brother, he's not a big guy at all. But all he dates is big women. If you're not a certain size, he's not going. And listen, you can walk around a size 2 and 3. He might look, but if you walk around size 13, 14, he probably gonna be like.
And
But
ain't nothing
people,
wrong with that.
and ain't nothing wrong with that. People have their preferences, and I think the
Yes.
thing is all about respecting people preferences. You know what I mean? Like, just you don't have to some things you just don't have to understand. You just have to respect it. It ain't out here hurt nobody. You just have to respect it and stuff like that. I can remember. See, I remember growing up, and before my mom died, I didn't. She was. I've never seen her happy with a guy. You know what I mean? And it used to anger me because I'm like, she was never really truly happy. She dated a lot of deadbeats, and I think one guy, um, I don't know. I think my younger brother's dad. I think he was decent to her or whatever. But I see how that just, and I'm not gonna say she always wanted somebody because I was like 11 when she died, but I just saw her. There was a pattern, there was a pattern with the type of men she date. It wasn't necessarily a preference, but it was a pattern, and they all wasn't nothing. They was no good. And I used to think even as a kid, like, why is she dating this person? In my mind, because they don't give kids enough credit. You guys have to give kids credit because when y'all in these relationships and y'all be thinking, oh, I'm gonna stay in there for kids, don't do that. Kids know when you're unhappy. Kids are more smarter than what we give them. We don't give them enough credit. Like we know. Like I knew every time my mom was unhappy. I knew when she was unhappy. I mean, happy and unhappy. And I used to just see the people that she dated, and I used to be wondering, like, dang, why? But sometimes you just have to. It takes somebody to break that curse. And I remember, my mom had got pregnant at 16, 15. She got pregnant at 15, and then my grandparents had a shotgun wedding for her. It's real life, shotgun wedding. So my mom got pregnant at 15. She got married at 16. So that she had 3 kids with her husband. She's still a kid, and I think that actually set herself up for possibly failure because that was her first relationship. Now my grandfather was a provider and stuff like that, but I think they forced her into this womanhood, and all of this stuff because she had a baby. They made her get married. And I think that created a downward spiral for her, right? So in saying that, do you think it's hard? Do you believe that there are such things as generational curses when it comes to dating? Are you guys careful if you have children of the type of men that you're dating so that they don't follow suit? Let me go with you, Miss D. You have a daughter. Are you very, very careful with the type of men that you're dating because you don't necessarily want her to follow in your path, or how are you with that?
And the older she gets, the more mindful I am thinking of that, because I was with her father for 10 years. So her first 10 years of life, that's all she knew was her dad, because that's who I was with.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gotten older. I've dated different guys. 2 of the guys that I've dated, they don't have any children. Well, one of them didn't have children. The guy that I'm dating now, he does not have any children. So I think I'm more mindful as who I'm introducing her to, so she can see, hey, I don't want to. Well, and I even let her know, hey, if you see me doing something wrong, let me know how you feel, so that I can try not to make you feel uncomfortable or do whatever it is that you don't like about somebody. Because she'll tell me, hey, mom, I don't like him.
So
and she gonna let him know too.
Oh wow! So let me ask you this, because you and Shay are parents. If the kids voice to you they don't like the person you dating, does that mean something? I know you don't. What do you do in that case? Do you take that into consideration when your kids say I don't like them, or do you still just date them and say, well, son or daughter, you just got to deal with it. I'm grown.
You know what? In my past relationship, I did. It didn't matter what she said as long as I was happy. But as the relationship grew and I seen that my child was unhappy and started doing things, I felt that it was time for me to let that relationship go and let it, because if my child not happy, then I'm not gonna be happy. if you're not making me happy, then I can't make my child happy.
Mm,
Mhm.
okay,
I respect that.
I respect that. What about you, Shay?
It depends. My son is a mama's boy, so he don't like nobody. Okay, so he ain't like nobody ever. However, once he got of age, I would say around 16, um, it really didn't matter if he didn't like them because no one was living with me. So if he voiced his opinion about him not liking one of my girlfriends, I just wouldn't bring her around him. And that was just that, I was separated. But for the most part, he was just a mama's boy. He wanted me to himself. So he didn't like anybody.
Okay. Um, Nate, I'm gonna turn the question to you. What if you dating a young lady, right? And you nice to this young man and all this stuff, and then out of nowhere he don't like you, or you're not my daddy. How do you balance that? How do you date? How do you balance? Because I'm a firm believer that when you dating somebody, you don't just date them. If they have children, you have to date them as well.
Well, you date the kids too.
Yeah, you can't just date one or the other. You have to date both.
That happened to me.
Mm. So how did you work that out?
Number one, as kids, you can't take it personal, right? You can't take
Hmm.
it personal because kids say all kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
Number two, number two, as a man, whether it's my kid or not, there's certain things that kids got to stay in their place for. And I'm not going to be with a woman and her kids have been disrespectful. Me as the alpha male that I am, me as being a man's man that I am, is going to allow any kid to disrespect any woman when I'm around. I don't give a fuck I don't care who it is. So like, and there's certain roles as a man when you're a man that you don't let kids do. Whether it's a young boy or a young girl, hey, you don't talk to your mom like that because we from the old school.
Yeah.
We from the old school again, ass whoopers, and you
Oh
better not
yeah.
talk back. You know what I'm saying? So like,
That
Whippings with extension cords,
yeah, hey, you better and I whoop your ass.
flowers, anything.
Hey, I'll whoop your ass again if you don't shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So like, you gotta look at also like, and you gotta look at also, a lot of women. I should say, I'm speaking as a man dating a woman. A lot of women raise their kids a lot different than a hardcore man would be because 9 times out of 10, if they date me, that means they're single parent, right? So they're not used to having the male in the house when some discipline erupt. They used to, go sit down, little JoJo or Johnny or Miss whatever the girl may be. You know what I'm saying? So not used to that. So he a strong man. Hey, cut that out. We don't talk to mom like that. You need to cut that out. We ain't doing that. They don't understand that, and that's when you ain't my daddy. You can't tell me what to do. I'm not your daddy, but I'm the man in this house right now. You're not gonna disrespect your mama
you
on my
see, like,
time.
you
know what I'm
doing one of them numbers.
So it's weird you say that, right? My last long-term relationship, she was a Caucasian woman. Her kid had never been around African American male, and she's a VA nurse. Her friend, she got friends about that fest, but her son. Her ex-husband, baby daddy, whatever, is the kind of country hick, kind of one-sided. So like the stuff he instilled in that kid, was kind of fucked up. So when I come up, it's hard for me to break the barrier with the kids. So like, we would do activities, this and that. The kids start coming around. The kids start being like, damn, Nate cool. He got the shoes. He got this car. He listens to the same music. So to this day, that kid is one of my good friends. I still hang out with him. I still go have lunch. I just met his girlfriend a couple weeks ago. He wanted me to meet his girlfriend, his first serious girlfriend. They moved in together. I helped him move into his first apartment. So you have to be outgoing. You have to be transparent when dating a woman that has a kid. And you got to also tell yourself you're never going to be that kid father, no matter how close you and the kid may be, no matter what life spectrum, when that happens, that kid going to have a parent, a father.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to respect that. And also, you have to learn, you have to play your role in your position, not to overplay your role.
Mm-hmm.
And it just comes with being maturity. And and I tell everybody, I tell all my friends, man, like if you ain't mature enough and you ain't ready, don't go mess up that woman's life to have a kid if you ain't ready to play a role of some kind of attentive role model or some kind of parent figure for that kid or some disciplinary. Leave that woman alone.
Yeah, but that's salute to you because I always tell people, father doesn't mean because you're the sperm donor. I think to me, a definition of a father is a man that's willing to stand up to show the kid and the right things and teach them right from wrong and distill morals in them. So, my hat off to you because not a lot of people can do that. Some people literally come into relationships with kids and think they can only date this woman or this man, which
So
is asinine to me that people think that way.
tell you a quick story right quick. And so at the end of that relationship, towards the end, like when before we broke up, the kid used to stay with me on the weekends because she worked every other weekend. So the weekend that she worked, he would stay with me and we would go do something or we'd just be around the house. His dad came to pick him up one day, said, "Hey, Nate, you mind if I talk to you for a second?" I'm like, "What's up, my guy?" He's like, "Man, I just want to thank you for being a role model to my son. I'm seeing him taking care of himself and caring about stuff. And whatever talks you be having with him is really working because when he comes to my house, he's on point. He's attentive." I was like, wow.
Wow. So Dan said, I love that part. Don't overplay your role. Now, see, I have a question for that. What does that entails? Don't overplay your role.
So where I was going with that is, okay, you gotta be mindful, right? These kids got a father.
But wait, is the father in their life or they not?
Let's say the father is in their life. You never.
So how come you can't have two great dads? I mean, of course, you don't replace your.
You can, but you can't You can't overplay that role.
Okay, so
what I mean by that is, okay, Kevin. Let's say you're my stepson.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta give your dad enough rope to help you out. When I see your dad not helping you out, then I'm gonna come in with that fishing pole and drag your ass back in. But I gotta let your father also play his role and not overplay that role.
But if you're in the household with them, then so I get that.
You get what
I don't know. What do you ladies think about that? Like overplaying your role as a stepmom. So what is that? Because for me, if you're a child,
right, Mike,
of somebody that I'm dating, I don't know what overrole mean because guess what? I'm gonna be there, regardless to what.
I think what he means when he says overplay, you just have to know your place. Like he said, you can't go faster than the car in front of you. His daddy's in front of him. Now, if his daddy slow down, then he can maybe give his daddy a boost, or he can, check and see if he needs something. But to just try to outrun his daddy and to go around his daddy.
So let me use this. I'm gonna use this analogy. Maybe everybody can understand, right? Okay. Man, Nate, my dad says he's gonna buy me this new pair of Jordan 13s. All right. Hey, my dad said he's gonna buy me this new pair of Jordan 13s. A month go by. Man, I'm still waiting on my dad to buy these Jordan 13s. I'm really upset he ain't got them. Right? You come home, hey man, I got these Jordan 13s.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The dad gonna feel a certain kind of way because maybe he couldn't get them. I don't know why he couldn't get them. But what I'm saying is, let's say that the kid come to me, hey man, I want this new PlayStation game. My dad getting it for me next week. I'll pop up the next day with it.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So use that. You kind of get what I'm saying? It's a lot of emotions that man gonna feel a certain kind of way because maybe he was gonna get it at that time. But at the same time, if he promised that kid something, then get it, and you step in and do it, you kind of get what I'm saying. That's why I say give him enough rope to kind of so you can reel it back in.
And he can even make that better when you go by the Jordans. You can say, hey, maybe dad couldn't grab him. I got you,
Exactly.
You can even call the dad and say, hey, you know what? Are you going to get the shoes? If not, it's no biggie. I can grab them for you this time, because he's really been talking about them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the maturity comes in the relationship with the guy.
For sure.
And you're not trying to outrun him in his own race. You know what I'm saying?
That's where I was going with that, Shay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good point.
Also had a situation to where I'm a shoe guy. Naturally, I'm a shoe guy. So the little guy Ben started being a shoe guy. So I would buy some shoes, and the dad would be jealous and be like, "Man, he brought them a half size big. You can't even wear these." Not knowing that I went and took his feet to get measured. So it's two angles of it. You got to hit. You kind of get what I'm saying? One man may get judged because he can't do those things that another man can do for his kid, especially if it's a boy.
So there are certain dating practices that you have when you're dating with people with children. You just have to you have to know your place, but I don't know. I just feel like when I fall in love with the person, I fall in love with everything that comes with them.
Man.
Right. It depends though, because when people have older children, once they get a certain age, I feel this is just how I feel.
They ain't fucking with you.
I feel like you can date someone and you don't like their kid. I think it's possible to
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, it
like
is.
their child.
Hell yeah.
I still think that you can date them, because my thing is, long as I'm showing respect and they're respecting me, I think at a certain age, you are able to say, I dislike this person, they dislike me, and we can be cool with it though. So I don't feel like every time my son said he didn't like, even though, like I said, Mac didn't like nobody. So, but he wasn't like in my ear, like, Mom, I really don't like them. He just was used to us having our own space. But if he had have come to me and said, Mom, I really don't like this lady. When I got married, I knew he didn't like my wife. My wife didn't necessarily like him. But they respected each other, and I ain't had no issues with that until we separated. But while we was together, both of them were very respectful of each other. And I wasn't going to have it any other way.
Dr. Michael, I agree with you 100%, bro. You got to build that relationship with that kid.
Did he say some demon seeds? Michael, get out the show.
I'm not taking the role of father. The boyfriend has to know his role, build a relationship with the kid's father if possible. Yeah, he said some demon. Well, you do date some people that have some demon seeds.
Hey, this is the thing.
There's some demon seeds out here.
Hey, I didn't date a woman. I ain't gonna say dated, but I hung out with a woman before and couldn't stand her kids. Like it happens.
So does that deter your decision on dating that person because you don't like the kids?
No, it shouldn't.
I mean, Shay. It depends on the age of that kid.
Well, you're right. Okay.
Because just think about what if the kid? Right. Okay, if the kid 9 years old, a mother ain't gonna separate herself from her kid for you. So if you don't like the kid, you got to get moving because that's a problem. And you gonna start. It
depends, though. It depends, Nate, on how long you've been talking to her. Because sometimes you can start off not liking somebody, and then y'all build a relationship, and then y'all end up finding out. I think once a kid is 14, that 14 mark gives me like it depends on how
14 and up.
Yeah, because if you disrespectful to your mom and your mom can't control you, I don't want no parts of you. I'm gone.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have a problem. Hey, and I'm gonna have a problem with as a man. I'm gonna want to put my foot in your ass.
Yes, and you can't because you don't have a relationship.
So this is my thing.
Why he can't put his foot in Why he can't put his foot in the kid's ass if he's dating a mom and he's there and the kid's being disrespectful to the mom?
So if your mom let her boyfriend whoop your ass at 14 and you ain't know him, would you be okay with it?
I probably needed my ass whooped.
Boy, bye.
I'm just being honest. I'm just, you know what I mean? I don't know.
But see, hey, I will say this though.
I will say this.
I will say this though. We all in the same age bracket, so the way our generations grew up was a little bit different because we was brought up to respect elders and our older people. So if your mom brought somebody around, there's some kind of respect that you had to have. Now, I understand certain circumstances happen to where you may not like this person, but we was brought up to act a certain kind of way. And when you knew your mom was about to have company, you better straighten your ass up and act a certain kind of way.
You weren't even nowhere near your mama.
Yeah. Conversation. Yeah, you wouldn't even be in a conversation.
You wouldn't even have known.
You knew she had company because she said, I'm getting ready to have company. Now find you something to do. Okay.
Or if you see a group of grown folks talking, you know, to get the hell on, you can't be in the face while grown people talking. Nowadays, the kids be sitting up there getting all the juice. They be like,
for you be like, wait a minute. So how old are you again? Like 9? Okay, well, go ahead and give me them bones because they good.
And then listen, then the crazy thing about it is you be talking about something, the kid jump in and be like, no, mama, because you was with such and such. Yep. Do you know, as a kid, I would have got slapped outside the window.
Would have been gone.
I just think that parenting nowadays is totally different. And I used to despise, because I thought my grandparents were strict, but I absolutely love the way that they brought me up because it makes you more appreciative. It does. It makes you sit and you think, you like, dang, what they said was right. You kind of, I think if kids, because you want to be grown anyway, you want to do what you want to do. You need that person that's going to wheel you in. And, I had that. Fonzo said, yeah, they be nosy as fuck.
What bringing your kids up to, McCullen, my son, and I was a single mom for the time McCullen was born until now, and he's a very respectful boy, very extremely. He's never gonna curse, at an adult. He's very respectful to women. He doesn't open the doors up like I want him to, because when his girlfriends come over to the house and she may leave, and I'm like, what are you doing? If you don't get your butt out there and walk her to her car, like I don't care what color she is. You make sure you treat a lady like a lady. So I think that as things happen when you're dating and stuff, at a certain age, I think a child you not gonna really have no like direct effect on them,
Mm-hmm.
because children at a small age pick up habits.
Right.
That's when they pick up they respect, they disrespect, they cleanliness, all of those things, they pick it up at a smaller age. So by the
Mm-hmm.
time 14 and 15 get here, like I said, if you disrespectful, I'm out. I don't want to deal with you because there ain't nothing I can do with you.
Yeah, and I agree with Shay. There's certain tribes like for me as being a man. Number one, I don't think I have patience to deal with a woman who got some badass kids. Like it comes to a point to where I don't have to.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
bring that into a relationship. So I think I got the free right and will as a preference not to deal with that shit. I'm running. Hey, ghost, adios. Next man, come on.
You have to look and make sure that she interact with her kids and that she's not allowing her kids to do anything, because also that puts you in the middle of it, because of course you being a man of the house, of course you're not gonna let nobody disrespect her, but again, this is her kid. It's like I don't know, it kind of makes it really, really complex sometimes, because you don't ever want to be having somebody pick their spouse over their kid. But I do think both plays a part in dating. Like, I think sometimes just because the kids don't like them, they have to have valid reasons. If they just because sometimes kids don't like you because you bringing that order into the house and that structure.
Yep.
And that's why.
And that's one thing I noticed about dating interracially is how growing up from a black household with a black strong women, how they discipline their kids compared to a white woman, how she disciplined her kids. It's totally different. And that's something that I still ain't got used to, because certain things that we don't do.
So they'll probably make you stand in the corner with the books. The black mother gonna throw them damn books at you.
All right, now you go get your ass. Yeah, it's a lot to take.
No, I get it though.
That's why I think in America right now, as preferences, as whether you in the
you should not bring your dates around your kids until it's serious.
No, you're right. I think
I like that.
One of the things that we open up here is the transparency. Like, we able to go date, whether you like this, you like that. You able to pick and choose who you want to date, and your preferences, they're your preferences.
Mm-hmm,
and they shouldn't affect that. Nobody else should have a say so on what your preference should be, because you living your life for yourself. And that's one thing I want everybody to take from this live tonight, is that love who love you, like who like you, and like who you like. It shouldn't matter what nobody else think or say. Be happy, be open, and you're only living for yourself.
I like that. Dang, we about to close out the show, and Nate just closed us out. Everybody sitting there an offering.
I got a question. I got a statement though. So Alfonso said parents is to protect their kids. Some people lose themselves. No, not that one. Where's the one that you should not be bringing your dates around your kids until it's serious. So
I agree.
For me, that's a catch-22.
Me too. Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, it depends on how old my kid is. Because if my baby's small and they ain't got no memory, if you go leave in a year any damn way, so it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not really.
Hey, Shay for mayor.
But I want you to kind of see what kind of kid I have, so that what I don't want to happen is us fall in love, and then you meet my kid and you absolutely hate my fucking kid, and then I'm gonna be dead. I'm gonna be hurt. So I would rather be like, okay, my baby's like 2 or 3, and I know they're not going to remember you tomorrow. So I'm going to take them around, Nate, and I'm going to get you to get a feel of my kid.
Yep,
And
yep.
now I ain't leaving my baby with you at the table while I go to the bathroom. But what I'm saying is, I do want to meet. I don't. So it's a catch-22. Now my
22. Yeah,
son
yeah, yeah.
that's 16. No, you're not gonna meet my baby until we serious because what I'm not for now, he will know that I'm going out on a date. I met this young lady, I like her, her name is this, but I don't want to meet, and the same with him. My right hand to God. How long did it take McCullen to bring his girlfriend home to meet me? It had to be what, a year and a half. He will
Yeah,
not.
but I liked her. I liked
I
her.
like Nevaeh too.
I think he should have met. And then he did tell you. He did come to you and say, "Ma, I think I want to marry her." And you said you wouldn't sign for him because he was younger, right?
Yes. But I told him that if he could wait until he was 18, I would be more than happy. So I was happy for that.
Yeah, I was
But
happy too. Yeah.
it's like, I just want, it depends on the age. Just wait. But I think when they smaller, hell, go for what you know. Shoot, take the little badass baby kids there to that date.
Hey, listen, guys. We at the end of the show. This was some good talk. Some really good talk. Hold on, we got another comment. Dr. Marie said, if you are co-parenting, it's a decision that should be made by both parents, given the age of the children, to navigate from there. I like that.
Yeah, that's cool too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's always important to. I'm always a person to try to do things early than later. Why
Mhm.
drag out something? My thing is, I don't believe in waiting 2-3 years to live with somebody. Then you finally live with somebody. Now you breaking up because you can't live with the person. I'm always like, hey, try it out first, see how it is. I think sometimes we can drag things out too long, and
Yep.
then when the realization come and then it's hit us, now there's time invested and feelings invested and stuff like that. So but yeah, we appreciate this is some great conversation as always. If you guys are on Facebook, please guys, I urge you guys to share this live for us, please. If you on YouTube, don't forget to like this video, hit the thumbs up. That's how we trend. If you're not on Facebook, please go over there, join the channel. You guys will always be updated when we drop new content. Sometimes Facebook has a delay in it, but yeah, we appreciate you guys as always. We like to close out the show with something. What y'all laughing?
Dr.
I'm laughing
Murray.
at Dr. Fun. Yeah, I'm laughing.
I don't want nobody dating
I'm
my
dating
mother.
my mother.
Yeah, he sound like McCullen. He sound like McCullen.
Right. He does.
That's my baby. He don't want nobody dating me. Period. Okay. Nobody.
As always, what can we live the people with? We like 8 minutes out, 9 minutes out. What can we, Miss D? What can we leave the people with? Just anything. It doesn't have to be relative to the show, but we like to drop a piece of knowledge to people. What can you drop us with?
Why you starting with me? I ain't ready. I gotta think about
You
it.
got because you got to always be ready. This the BMC.
I know, right? No, but I always live life to your fullest potential. Never let
Mhm.
anything stop you from doing what you want to do, no matter if it's in a relationship, your personal life, whatever the case may be. I always do what makes you happy, and YOLO.
I like that. See, you was ready. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Hey.
Shay, what you got for us?
You know what? This show was a great a show, but I also want to say I'm so happy I got my food truck. So I just want to tell everybody. So I officially got it. It's getting shipped to me, but I got all the pictures. I got the videos of it. It's completely done. I had it built from ground up. There was something that I struggled with. I debated on whether or not I wanted to put that money into it, but I invested in it. I'm so happy that I made that investment.
Congrats.
And I heard you
Congrats.
say, Miss D, you got to do what you feel good. Like, I was so afraid to make this big investment. I was so scared. It was a lot of money that I had to put up, and I really wanted to buy a whole bunch of shoes and purses, but I decided I wanted to invest it in something that was more beneficial to me in the future, beneficial to my son, something that he could have, that he could build on. And we have so much plans going behind it. So I'm just happy for myself that I was able to uplift myself, encourage myself. And you can do anything you put your mind to, anything. All you got to do
Absolutely.
is start doing it.
So everybody, as soon as the truck up and running, everybody get 85% on for Shay's food truck. All the food is 85% off to you guys. Like, look at it. Sponsored by BMC.
Okay, well, he gonna pay for it. And he gonna pay the other. What is that? 15? No, you gonna pay the 85%. Okay.
Allegedly. Go ahead, brother Nate. Drop us with something.
Live life, man. Take a leap of faith to jump out. If you're questioning or having doubts about something you want to do, go ahead and do it. Love yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
And, take that leap, man, like Shay just did. Take that leap and invest in yourself. Every time I bet on myself, I don't go wrong.
Amen. I like that.
Wow.
I'm looking on a shirt. What? Say that again.
We gonna get that.
Every time I bet on myself, I don't lose.
I like that.
What
And
else did I
so,
put on a shirt?
right, and to piggyback off Nate, I'm betting on myself, and listen, I'm not gonna lose. I am taking a leap of faith this year. I am relocating to a different place. Listen, I've always loved Michigan, right? And then I met somebody that I really love. I love their family. Family is amazing, and this is not only my year. This is everybody on this panel's year. This is everybody that's watching. This is your year. Sometimes you have to name it and claim it, and you have to surround your people with like-minded people. You know what I mean? If you're not on the same page, if a person not on the same page with you, sometimes you gotta let them go, because guess what? They can distort, your mind and your process. Sometimes people can distort that process. So my thing is, hey, a failure is something that you do not try. I always say that. I'm going to Dallas. So again, I love you guys. I appreciate each and every last one of you guys.
One more word, Kevin. I just want to say congratulations to you and Shay. Kevin, the journey that me and you've been on. We took a leap of faith. We went outside the box, and look at where we are. I want to say, hey, man, you motivate me. I appreciate our talks that we have. I love you, man. I'm glad for what you're doing.
Here,
and I just want to say, I'm proud, Shay. Congratulations, Miss D. We got this, and it's only going to get better from here. And the only way that we're going is up.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's it. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much. And then, listen, don't forget to tune in every Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right.
Next Wednesday, hold on. Next Wednesday is what is that? Speed dating. Nate, put your best on. When I say we doing 2 minutes. The big winner is gonna win. I got you, Nate. Okay.
That's what's up.
So listen, guys, don't forget to tune in. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys for coming in. And guess what? If it's something you guys want to discuss, be sure to go to my YouTube channel. There's a contact page. You can send me an email, inbox me on Instagram, Facebook. Let me know if it's something that you guys want to talk about. We'll put it on the agenda and we'll discuss it. All right, y'all. Until next time, we love you and we are out. Peace out.
Peace.